I received a comment on the video about deprivation that I did. And quickly what the video about deprivation was is that it's difficult often to heal and be in deprivation at the same time. The person's comment was, isn't it true though that if we are trying to be as high vibe as possible, that taking substances such as alcohol or coffee or sugar out of our diet and just dealing with the deprivation on a short term, like, is that not also true? And my answer is yes. And I recorded a 3-minute reply to that comment probably about 6 times. And every time I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it enough justice, just giving it 3 minutes. So this is a much bigger topic when you take the commenter's comment, a question, and you marry it with the idea of deprivation, and you really start to explore what's going on here. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. The fact that core wounds or traumas or any form of wound or trauma exists is due to a lack of love. Like when you take every single situation that anyone would ever have to heal from and you whittle it down to its core, it's a lack of love. That's the bottom line. So when your core wounds and traumas are created in a container or an essence or an energy of a lack of love, being deprived of love, being deprived of your childhood, it is very difficult to heal deprivation by meeting it with more deprivation. Now, what spirituality, new age spiritual, old age spiritual, I don't know, spirituality says in order to be high vibe, you need to do all of these things. Yoga and green juice and essential oils and crystals and meditate and don't drink coffee and don't take certain substances and don't eat sugar and don't eat and don't do and don't do and do this but don't do that. There's so much of it that is really just the ego thinking that it has control over your vibratory state. And that's not true. Your ego doesn't understand any of this at all. It doesn't understand your inner vibration. It doesn't understand ascension. And it certainly does not understand the healing process, because the ego's job is to protect you from your trauma, which is in contradiction to healing as it is. So the bottom line is, yes, every single thing, every thought, every breath, everything you ingest, your cosmetics, the thoughts you think, the people you hang out with, everything is energy that is exchanging with your inner vibratory frequency. That is true. And does there come a time when you start to do the little subtle tweaks and refinements to the way that you exist in your reality? Yes, but not until you are healthy and happy. And for every single person that is on this journey, it is going to be unique to them. Being happy and being healthy means you are aligned. And when you are aligned in your consciousness, you are in a higher vibratory state where your consciousness has the ability with ease to override and overwrite any kind of distorted energies. It is an internal thing that you will never fully ever see or understand in the human form, again, because the ego doesn't get it. But the ego also doesn't get to control it. The ego also doesn't get to decide that you're going to cut out this, that, or the other thing and not look at what the core trauma is that is actually running your life. So if you have trauma, if you have wounds, you certainly have programming. And if you have inner child stuff that still needs to be looked at, consider that meeting it with what spirituality says is the way we do spiritual, which there is no way. It could be meeting deprivation with deprivation. You want to start to tweak your diet, tweak your reality, tweak all of the things that you are engaging with and ingesting at a time in your journey when you can do it with success. When you can easily implement new little things and new little ways into your life that are refining yourself and your reality in a way that sets you up for more success. Not doing the perpetual hamster wheel of, I'm going to do this because this is going to fix my vibration, and then you fall off the wagon 3 days later because of a trigger. Everybody's journey is unique. Some people who their vibratory state is highly being affected by addiction, for example, food addiction or shopping addiction or self-hatred addiction or addiction to substances. Maybe those are the things that is where you start. But if you know what it is that you are healing and you are meeting the lack of love with more lack, more spiritual programming, more ideations that the spiritual community are spewing out saying this is what makes you a high vibe person, you have to remember you can't meet deprivation, a lack of love, with more deprivation. You have to remember that your ego doesn't actually have as much control over your vibratory state, your inner vibration, as it thinks. We have no way of knowing what our inner vibration is, on the most part, until we come into little synchronicities and changes that happen in our reality that are the mirror that shows us that, oh, something has shifted within me. Look, I am meeting these certain circumstances with more awareness, more love, more consciousness, more expansion. I'm less triggered. Oh, I've just brought in a new friend or a new partner or a new opportunity. I'm aligning to abundance. I can see and feel and hear it. That doesn't come from you knowing what your inner vibratory state is. When you think and perceive yourself to be low vibe because you are purging or you are sad or you're just feeling a little off one day, that's not actually your vibration has dipped. That is your perception of yourself and your ego thinking that it knows what the measure of high vibe and low vibe even looks like. So there's a lot to unpack here. The comment was not incorrect. However, we need to start to look at where we are being run by more and more programs. Being happy and being healthy is what brings you into alignment. And those are great things for you to be working through, changing your diet and exercise and water and all of those things. But if you are carrying around suitcases full of trauma and all of the times in your life that you were not receiving love, changing how much coffee you drink is not where you start. I hope that this helps to unpack and unwind some more perceptions that are keeping you from becoming who you came here to be. Until next time, much love.